what was your overall take of the offensive line? Me personally, before you jumped on, I felt like aside from those long runs by Bryce Young, we didn't really open up running lanes well enough. Not at least not to the degree that I was hoping for. I honestly thought coming into this game, we wouldn't have to pass very much just because of how much they gave up this previous week to UConn, who's arguably one of the worst teams in the country. We had a little bit of a problem in the first half. Second half, we started to wear them down just a little bit. And then we saw Jahmyr Gibbs erupt for that 60-yard scamper and Jace to do some things. But what were your thoughts on the offensive line?
I thought Justin and Mike, pass blocking, better, run blocking, still got to improve. Because I felt like Kendall Randolph, as much as Nick Saban loves the stick-to-itiveness, being in the program for 6 years, Kendall Randolph got dominated up front.
He did.
Time and time again, wherever he was, Utah State was able to bully him around. You got to get Javion Cohen back in that spot. Emil Ekiyor, when he came in, you saw it a bit more stabilized. So as much as Saban loves the story of Kendall Randolph, we all love those stories, but when you're not getting it done, you're just not getting it done. And Kendall Randolph, either at left guard or at right guard, they targeted him, could not run the football. Tyler Steen at times went up and down.
Yes, he did.
I think he'll get it. I think he'll get it together, but at times he looked up and down. So I thought pass blocking, Alabama much better than what they were a season ago. Run blocking, still an issue.
Yeah, and I think that J.C. Latham played probably the best out of everyone tonight on the offensive line.
He was phenomenal. He anchored the right side. He was phenomenal.
Yeah, I really love what I saw from him, and you're absolutely right. Tyler Steen at times looked lost, but then there are other times where he looked good, but I think that's more so of a chemistry thing, and you're just going to have those hiccups early on. And, Wesley Britt and other linemen we've interviewed in the past have said it usually takes a good 3 or 4 games before that line just really gels and just really it comes together. So I'm just kind of chalking it up to that right now. If the problem still exists past game 3 or 4, then I think we have an issue.
Absolutely. But I thought Justin and Mike just overall, Alabama played a bunch of players in this game. You got a shutout win. You see some things you know you are excelling at, and then you see some things that, okay, we got to clean this up. This was more of the mental test against Utah State. Next week, you got the physical test. You go down to Austin, Texas. You're dealing with the heat. You're dealing with the Texas Longhorns. You're dealing with all of the build-up and the hype for this game. You're dealing with facing Steve Sarkisian and others. So this was the mental test. Next week, you get the first real physical test.